What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 20 of the Game Room Podcast. I'm your host, Rome, alongside my co-host, Devroro. How you doing tonight, Devroro?
Doing good.
And also we have producer Jeff on the ones and twos. Producer Jeff, how you doing? Producer Jeff got hit with a curveball behind the camera, so he's doing the best he can. But we have a great show lined up, guys. We're going to be talking about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We saw the gameplay. We're going to give our thoughts on that. The PSVR 2 is in bad shape, and E3 is dead. And then we have our topic of the show. We're going to do a Nintendo franchise tier list. So let's just dive right in. Devro, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So we saw gameplay. What'd you think?
Was what I wanted to see. I wanted to see gameplay. I think it was the best thing I've seen so far. Like just seeing them in the game. We know that it feels like Breath of the Wild. Like it feels like it's the same game. They added a lot more. I think me and you talked about it. The 6 years in between the two, or 5 years, right?
6.
Yeah, 6 years. We want to know what that's spent on because right now it just looks like. I mean, I thought the stuff we saw was cool. I thought Fuse was cool. I thought I don't know about the reverse time one. I forget what that was called. But to see the one where you just let you take to any roof. I like that one as well. So you know,
Yeah. So I mean, like you said, I am initially left with the thought of I need to see what took 6 years for this game. Because it just looks like they did reuse a lot of assets. I mean, it's the same map, same Hyrule. I mean, I'm sure there's some changes on it. I am a little intrigued about that. I think a lot of the new abilities are really cool. I think Fuse looks dumb, and I'm not a big fan of the ability. I think Ultra Hand's a cool idea. I think Ascend. It was called Ascend.
Ascend, yes.
Ascend is the best of the three that they showed. I thought Ascend was awesome, and it really can help. I think it can really help with the climbing. Which I mean, we're replaying Breath of the Wild right now, and we were climbing today, and I was like, all right, we gotta speed this along. So I mean, overall, I was really pleased with the gameplay in terms of, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a bad game. I'm not concerned about Tears of the Kingdom whatsoever.
yeah, no.
No. But I mean, yeah, it looks like it's more Breath of the Wild, which I mean, again, I have my opinions on Breath of the Wild, which I do think we're going to talk about not today, but another day, more in depth, especially after we finish the playthrough that we're doing. But yeah, I mean, it's more of the same. I'm very excited for the story of this game. I want to see where they're going with it. Hopefully, it goes a bit of a darker route. Obviously, with the trailer, seems like it's going that way. I am really concerned about the Nintendo Switch hardware handling this game.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear.
I know it's like a YouTube video, but even like watching, my big TV with wired internet and everything, it doesn't look very good in terms of like, can the Switch withstand it? I just don't know if it can. I think that's my biggest concern with it. Even looking at Jeff's B-roll, which like it doesn't look terrible on his B-roll, but I mean it's still like I'm concerned about
a lot for our current
for the Switch.
Yeah,
it is a lot. I just don't know if it can handle it, to be honest. But no, I mean I think I'm very excited for it. Really enjoyed playing it or watching it, and then yeah, I mean we'll see. May 12th is a little over a month. Number 2 on the headlines. The Dolphin emulator is coming to Steam. So Dev, if you're not aware, the Dolphin emulator is a GameCube emulator.
Yeah, I know.
And yep, it's coming to Steam. Got the announcement last week. Obviously, you legally have to own the copy of a game to use an emulator. No, I mean I'm serious. You do. It's the facts. Yeah, I don't have that problem. Anything I'd want to play, I pretty much have. But yeah, emulation. Make sure you own the real game, kids. But yeah, this is awesome. I mean, I think more so that obviously the fact that it's coming to Steam Deck. Just play GameCube games on the go.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's almost like someone else who owns the rights to these games could be doing that right now.
Someone else should be.
Yeah, maybe someone that owns the rights to it. But moving right along to number 3. So Last of Us came out on PC last week. And it is a buggy mess.
Yeah, I heard.
Tom Warren tweets out last week, I would avoid Last of Us Part 1 on PC right now until it's fixed. Lots of reports of crashes, and 60+% of reviews on Steam are mostly negative. It also takes an hour to build the shaders on the Steam Deck and runs at under 30 frames per second, even on low/medium settings, as it's not verified yet. This was kind of surprising.
Yeah, it's very surprising, but I don't understand game.
This is a PS3 game.
Yeah.
It's a PS3 game, and they can't get it running on Steam.
Is this the updated version? Is this like
It is, but I don't know.
I get it. Either way, it's a little
Did you
surprising
QA
still.
test this, or
Yeah.
did anybody test it at all, or I don't know.
I know it's not as simple as copy and paste it for PC.
No, sure, but
So I'll fix it.
yeah, stay away from it for now. Number 4 in the headlines: Pokemon Go users are going on strike, Devroro.
I did not know this.
Yeah, apparently they are. They are organizing a strike to protest massive price increases and restrictions on raid features.
Okay.
So basically, it says it's time to strike. It's about time we, as the community, showed Niantic that there are limits to our willingness to accept changes that are clearly for the worse. We're all aware of the predatory monetization schemes in the game shop with overpriced boxes and items. Many of us chose to ignore this, and the greediness of the corporation grows as a result. As such, Niantic decided to increase price of remote raid pass with no communication whatsoever. This would be a dire change for all of us, and especially rural players. In case the change goes through, if you hope for a better future of the game, we must take a stand. I love this next part. They say, how do we rebel? It's simple. Number 1, save money. For the entire week after the change, do not use or purchase remote premium raid passes or boxes. Number 2, do as many of the in-person raids as you would normally before the change. Make sure there's no increase. Spread word to fellow players, but do not pressure them into doing the same. Some of us believe things will never improve, and it's their choice whether they want to try.
I mean, he's right. Like, money talks, but I don't know how many people he's gonna have on his side. If he has, I don't know if he's gonna have enough people to strike for them to even care.
The second half I just find funny though, because again, like it says, "How do we rebel?" And like because you would assume you're gonna read it and like, yeah, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, take it to the man, stick it, we're rebelling," and he's like, "Hey, like just don't spend money." And then number 2 is, you can still play the game, just don't play it any more than you normally would.
Yeah.
He doesn't even say like don't play. He says, "Oh, just play about the same. Don't play more." And he's like, "Do not pressure others into rebelling with us."
Which is all fair stuff to say.
No, it is, but I don't know. It just seems so extreme. It's like, oh, let's rebel. It's like, you know what? If people want to, they can.
Yeah.
Let them play their game. But no, I didn't. I didn't even know this was a thing.
No, I didn't know either.
Number 5 on the headlines. E3 has been canceled.
The death of week. It sounds like last.
I know. I was thinking about whether I should make this the topic for the show, but like we've had like 2 weeks of like kind of bummers.
Honestly, I think it would have if we had enough time because I could have went back and looked at old E3s and
Yeah. I mean, I kind of did a little bit.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. So anyway, the news came from IGN last week on the 30th. The ESA Association announced that to its members that this year's Electronic Entertainment Expo, or E3, has been canceled. IGN can confirm. 2 sources have confirmed to IGN that the organization announced the cancellation via an email sent out to members. The email said that while E3 remains a beloved event and brand, that the 2023 vision simply did not garner the sustained interest necessary to execute in a way that would showcase the size, strength, and impact of our industry. ESA concludes the email by reiterating its commitment to advocacy work. It does not mention undertaking the show again in future years. Following IGN's report, the ESA issued the following public statement from Kyle Marsden-Kish, Global VP of Gaming at ReedPop. He says, "This was a difficult decision because of all the effort we and our partners put toward making this event happen. But we had to do what's right for the industry and what's right for E3. We appreciate and understand that interested companies wouldn't have playable demos ready, and that resourcing challenges made being at E3 this summer an obstacle they couldn't overcome. For those who did commit to E3 2023, Konami, we're sorry we can't put on the showcase you deserve, and that you've come to expect from ReedPop's event experiences." The press release adds that ReedPop and the ESA will continue to work together on future E3 events. So, I mean, we're going to disagree about this, and it is what it is. I think this sucks. This is a massive blow.
Yeah.
It really is. It's not okay.
It's the thing is that you don't understand is that companies don't need E3 anymore, not the way they used to. They don't need it. They're doing exactly the same thing that they did on E3 on their own dime. So more money can go into the presentation instead of like booth space and like I don't know. This the reason E3 didn't have ads is because these companies paid for everything, but now these companies just put it out.
Again, I think you missed the point of what E3 is and the value of it is that those booths weren't there for the fans. They were there for the media and influencers to get their hands on and demo these games and give honest impressions of these games. It's not now like without E3, obviously some companies still do like demos,
Yeah.
but not nearly as many. And so the following is a tweet from Glenn Schofield, who obviously worked at Sledgehammer Games, then went on to make the Callisto Protocol. His opinion on it was canceling E3 is bad for the industry. We would go to E3 to make our games better. We played the competition, exchanged tips, and went back home and made changes, upgrades, and tweaks. On ROTK after E3, we even added co-op. All for the fans. Celebrate the industry. Don't cancel it. And this is what I mean when I say that like the games industry was healthier with E3. Like yes, you can have all these companies just dropping their news on their own channels. Like that's fine. But you're like I'm talking you have to look at E3 as a whole and what it did. Like yes, it showed us gameplay reveals and trailers and it built hype. It brought in mainstream attention. It just did, which helps the casual customer know about these games and helps them make purchasing decisions. Developers would go to E3, they would demo their games, they would talk to other developers. There were after parties that developers would go to and just share like their knowledge of the industry. Like there's so many little things that you're not taking into account about E3. Like it wasn't just about us watching the product, which obviously was a big part of it, but it's more than that. It's media getting their hands on, developers looking at feedback and really kind of going back in and taking a look at it, and not just feedback from how a trailer is perceived, but a feedback of like, wow, this game looks like it's in bad shape. It plays really badly. The media did not like it. Wow, all these media outlets are writing these negative previews or good previews. Like I don't know, they're giving like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think E3 has a lot of value to it. I think doing away with it really kind of sucks.
I guess that's up to the E3 then. The ESRB needs to make it more inviting.
Yeah, I mean, but
I heard the price tag is really like that's a killer for some companies.
No, I mean I get that, and a lot of companies
inviting, make it more. It's a convention center. Why? It's one of those things where I feel like because they know these big companies are coming, they probably raise prices, and I don't know, just make it more inviting so that companies can come and want to be there.
Yeah, but you don't know if that's on the ESA necessarily. It could be on the LA Convention Center because they know what they're doing.
That's
But
also a good thing. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
it could be a lot of stuff.
I don't know. So E3, I wanted to kind of throw some fun moments. My favorite things about E3 in the past, and obviously I didn't do like a whole bunch of research. I just kind of like went off the top of my head. There might be things I enjoyed more, but these are the ones that like instantly came to mind for me. So number one, my all-time favorite E3 reveal was the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess 2004 E3 reveal. I probably showed this to you at some point.
Yeah, you definitely have. Yeah.
This is like one of the most hype. So like let me paint a picture for you, Devroro, and for everyone listening. So Legend of Zelda Wind Waker comes out, excellent game, but it's not the Zelda that people wanted. They wanted a little bit more of a mature looking Zelda game. They had Ocarina and Majora's Mask, and then they show off this Space World demo for the GameCube that shows off a more darker Zelda art style, in line with the N64 games. So a lot of the fan base at the time were shocked when the Wind Waker came out with its cel shaded graphics. Obviously, a lot of people have come around on it, but at the time, it rubbed people the wrong way. So fast forward to about a year after Wind Waker's launch, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it was, and E3's here, and people weren't expecting it. They show off the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and hands down, it is the best reveal, like definitely E3, probably of all time. When you hear like this trailer playing, and you just hear this crowd erupt, like goosebumps to this day when I watch this video. And then like everyone's all freaking out and going crazy. And Shigeru Miyamoto just shows up on stage with the Master Sword and the shield, and people are like, "What the fuck is going on?" and it's incredible. Just completely recommend people go checking out that. Um, the next one, more of a recent one, I guess it's been like 5 years at this point, was for Smash Brothers Ultimate when they're doing their direct and they're like, all right, now we're gonna show you the entire roster list for Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah.
And we were watching it together, and I was
I
like,
just kept going.
I was like, wow, they're gonna show the whole roster right now. That's crazy. Normally they like trickle it through, and like it just starts with like Mario and Donkey Kong and Link and all of this stuff, and it just like keeps going, like you said, and then all of a sudden, like wow, we're starting to get these guys like, oh, Cloud's is back. Wow, Cloud's back. All these people are back.
Yeah.
And then it gets to Snake, and it's just like everyone's here.
Yeah.
And then it starts showing all the characters you didn't think would be in it. Like I watched that today, and again, chills. Like I got my hair was standing up on my arm. It's such a hype moment. Um, Next up for my favorite moments from E3, Xbox announcing backwards compatibility for the Xbox 360 on the Xbox One platform in 2015.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, I didn't really care, but I
It's
just remember that
such a
being
huge moment.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Because keep in mind at the time, Sony completely against backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
They didn't want it.
it's hard to do, so I get it. But like them not only doing it, but like here are all the games you can play. It's like, oh, that's awesome. Like,
Did the check clear this week?
what?
Did the check clear this week for you? The Sony check?
I don't have a Sony check.
I don't know. You're like, oh, it's really hard, but
Have you not heard about the PS3 and how?
oh, I have.
Yeah, exactly. It's not an easy thing to do. I'm not
I
saying
don't
like.
care. Make it work.
Okay, you make it work.
I'm not a
You have all the
designer.
answers.
I'm not a coder.
You're
I'm not a coder. I'm not a coder. Anyways, but no, this was such a big moment for Xbox moving forward because keep in mind this is like 2015.
Yeah.
Phil Spencer had just taken charge, probably like he's like a year and a half in, and like it just really just set the pace and the tone for like where Xbox was going and where it was heading, and it's such a pivot for them. It's just a huge moment in like where they were and now where they are.
One that like I didn't watch it live, but I watched it after. I think we watched the Xbox documentary and there's the Xbox 2. I mean the Halo 2. That whole thing. That seemed like it was fun to live through. The 2003 Halo 2 reveal.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Fallout. How could we forget?
I didn't want to make too long of a list, but like I
I'm just
originally
throwing out ones that come
yeah.
to mind.
Remember when like, oh wow, this game looks so good, and they're like, and it comes out in like 3 months. And
Yeah.
people are like, what?
That was insane. That was really fun.
Another one that I cut off my list, the Mario Rabbids reveal, where they made the developer cry because like his hero Shigeru Miyamoto was recognizing his work.
Yeah, that's really cool.
In public.
One that I always remember, almost for the other side of it, because it was bad. The whole Sony, like, here's how you share games, and it was like that was a shot right at Xbox, a deserved one that we needed.
That's my fifth, like, well, that's like part of my fifth one overall. So number 4, Nintendo teaming up with Robot Chicken that one year. It was before they were calling them Nintendo Directs. You remember when they did like the Robot Chicken shorts?
I don't remember that.
You need to go watch it. They had like a guy in the crowd. It's Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
So it's like stop motion.
Yeah.
And then one guy, and Reggie is like an action figure Reggie is like, welcome to Nintendo's E3 presentation. And someone in the crowd's like, what a Star Fox. And Reggie like fire flowers him and kills and murders this man.
Oh, that's great.
You got to look it up. We have to watch it afterwards.
We'll watch it afterwards.
Yeah, but so it was really funny stuff. Really good stuff.
I remember Muppets.
Well, Link was there. And I think that was the year after.
Okay,
maybe the year before.
I enjoyed that. I know a lot of people hated it, but
oh, it was fun. But it wasn't on my list, but it was fun.
Yeah.
The problem is I associate that with Star Fox Zero, which breaks and then lastly, the memes and the cringe that we made along the way.
Yeah.
So Reggie's introduction, like my body is ready. The first words that Reggie Fils-Aimé said to the public was, "My name's Reggie. I'm all about kicking ass and taking names, and we're all about making games." And it's like it's so corny, but like that's who Reggie is, and he became the face of Nintendo for years to come. Other things in this category, the Wii Music showcase, which was like god awful. Yeah. Like man, I don't know how anyone like I know why people left the Nintendo platform during that generation. It was just terrible. The Skyward Sword demo when Shigeru Miyamoto tried to show it, and they're like, everyone turn off your Wi-Fi so we could use the Wiimote. Bad press conferences, the PS3 reveal in general. The same way Sony had their comeuppance with the PS4, the PS3 was just like awful. Just all the memes that came out of that.
Yeah, I think it was the
$599 US. Ridge Racer.
And
Um,
Microsoft was like, you know what? We should do that for our next generation. Everything Sony did. These
and
guys get
then
shot.
and then Uncharted 4 is like Nathan doesn't want to move. Nathan Drake is just not moving. They're like, they spent like 35, 40 seconds of the demo.
We didn't even mention Connect.
No,
That whole thing.
no,
Yeah, that's
Connect was a mess. Skittles the tiger.
yeah.
Hmm. Um, yeah. So E3 is gone unfortunately, but we have the memories. I would like to see it come back.
And it's one of those things where it's not dead. Just a lot of things need to change.
Yeah, I hope so.
It could be dead because you know.
So I will say this, and you'll find it funny. I found it just oddly petty and just kind of dumb and really lame on Jeff Keighley's part. So E3 gets canceled, right? And so Jeff Keighley sent out an email, or the Summer Games Fest sent out an email to like anyone that subscribed, including like the media that attend. And it was like, "Don't worry, our show is not dead," or something like that. And I was just like it's like 3 hours after the announcement. I'm
Yeah.
like I get it, but I was like, that's lame, Jeff. Like I understand you want to do your thing and you want to make your show big, but E3 matters and it's important. And even if it's outdated, you should. I don't know. For me, it was just kind of like, it feels like you're punching down. I didn't appreciate that. I didn't like that.
For me, is whatever right now. I do hope
it's got to improve because like now that E3 is gone, now.
And I hope developers can get what they want out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like we're gonna be sitting here in June, and I'm gonna be brutally honest with the Summer Games Fest. If it's not like I don't think there's been a Summer Games Fest yet where I'm like, yeah, this is really good. Like, not that the games are bad, but just the general flow and the presentation and the hype, and
last year's wasn't too bad.
It hasn't done it. The Game Awards does a better job at doing the hype, but Summer Games Fest has yet to really make me go, oh wow, this was a really good show.
I agree that E3 was way better at doing the hype, and it still is. Like, Summer Games Fest has not matched the hype yet, but the actual show itself wasn't that bad last year's. So
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
You gotta get better.
Yeah. All right, let's move on in the headlines. Activision Blizzard's CEO, Bobby Kotick, says Sony's obviously disappointing behavior surrounding Microsoft's takeover of the publisher will not damage their long-term relationship. Isn't that nice? Isn't that really good? In an email sent to employees, Bobby Kotick called out Sony for how it's acted over the past few months concerning Microsoft's acquisition of the publisher, saying Sony's behavior has been disappointing. You know when Bobby Kotick calling you is bad. In the email, Kotick references Sony's arguments that Microsoft could deliberately release buggy, subpar versions of Activision's games on PlayStation consoles. And now Sony admitted it's not concerned about a Call of Duty agreement and that Sony just wants to block the takeover outright. He said, "We all know our passionate players would be the first to hold Microsoft accountable for keeping its promises of content and quality parity. And all of us who work so hard to deliver the best games in our industry cared too deeply about our players ever launch subpar versions of our games." That's kind of funny. But that has nothing to do with Xbox. Kotick said, "Sony has even admitted that they aren't actually concerned about a Call of Duty agreement. They just want to prevent our merger from happening. This is obviously a disappointing behavior from a partner of almost 30 years, but we will not allow Sony's behavior to affect our long-term relationship," Kotick said. "PlayStation players will know we will continue to deliver the best games possible on Sony platforms as we have since the launch of PlayStation." So, yeah, this is where we're at with it, you know. It's good to see that Bobby Kotick
disapproves of Sony's behavior.
I mean, I also disapprove of their behavior, but, you know, Bobby, I don't know if I want to hear Bobby Kotick.
You hear that, guys? Jerome and Bobby, they're on
the. Oh man.
I just hope this is over soon.
I think we're getting close.
It sounds like it.
We're getting real close. Yeah. All right, number 7 on the headlines. Devroro, PSVR 2 is reportedly doing very poorly. New report claims that Sony will miss its ambitious PlayStation VR 2 sales goal by a significant margin. Sony's new PSVR 2 reportedly off to a slow start since it launched on February 22nd, and it's estimated that Sony will miss its sales goal by a massive margin. According to estimates from the research firm IDC via Bloomberg, Sony is expected to sell around 270,000 units by the end of March. God, could you imagine 270 headsets? That's all they sold.
Oh, where are they at now?
They're at 270. Well, they're expected to sell 270 by the end of March, which was 4 days ago. So
this
counting
from last year. That's pretty good. I feel like. I mean, I don't know what they were expecting.
Well, Bloomberg had previously claimed that Sony was. I'm sorry, producer Jeff. Yeah, I was about to say
Do they
Sony
actually expect to?
yeah, Sony had said Sony was aiming to ship 2 million PSVR 2 units during the headset's launch quarter, according to people familiar with the company's deliberations.
Yeah.
So in the first 3 months of launch, February to March to April to May, they were expecting to launch 2 million
Yeah.
units,
Yeah.
and they've launched 270 units. So I actually have a little bit of a observation, right? Because we were talking about um, not merchandising, advertising for the PSVR 2. So it was my birthday on Saturday, and the wife's like, because of how money kind of lined up, she was like, "I'm just gonna take you out and go shopping on your birthday," which is totally cool because I have things I wanted. I got a new gaming chair, everybody, and I'm super happy with it. Um, but so anyway, so we went to Best Buy, we went to a GameStop. In the past, since the PSVR 2 has launched, I've walked through Targets and Walmarts looking for these things. They are not, I can't find them anywhere. And not even just not find the headsets, I can't find like advertising for them in the stores either. So I made this observation because like I would figure like Best Buy has to have them. It's tech, it's Best Buy. Go in there, there's nothing. And I'm like, are they sold out or do they just not sell them? I looked it up. PSVR 2 is not available in any retailers. It's only available directly through PlayStation's direct website. Why? Why would they do that? It makes no sense. How are you expecting to sell a $550 peripheral to your console and it's just not available? Like we were talking about this on Saturday. I would like if I can avoid it, I am not spending $500 on something to get shipped to me. I want to go to a store for a $500 purchase. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. I just think it's just so boneheaded from Sony. I don't understand what they're expecting here. Like the casual market, the casual customer. I mean, the casual customer is probably not dropping $550, but I don't know. I feel like there's a section of customers who would be willing to do it, but just don't know where the hell to get it.
Even if you didn't, like, you don't need a lot at stores. You know what I mean? Like, if Best Buy had 10 of them, just so that people can try and buy or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just something, but there's like nothing. Not at Best Buy, not at GameStop, nowhere. You can't find it anywhere.
I see, like, Walmart has bundles, but that might be online only.
I don't know if it has the PSVR 2, maybe the PSVR 1, but
No, it's PSVR 2 bundle with media remote, $839.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if everything else is online, eBay, StockX, all those other places.
Well, I guess we'll just have to keep an eye on how that goes. Like,
2 million.
yeah, good luck. Well, Sony is also notoriously bad at supporting its side ventures, I guess you could say. Like the Vita, there was a high demand for the Vita, and they just stopped supporting it. It's like, okay, well, it's dead now because they didn't support it. And then you see it with VR. It's like people aren't just going to like magically buy these things. Like you need to do your part in it. I don't know. I feel like that's them kind of relying on the brand maybe a little too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, people will buy it. We don't have to support it. As long as we keep putting out good first party games on our main console, they'll buy everything. But let's move on with number 7 in the headlines. Final Fantasy 16 has gone gold, Devroro. Development is now complete, as developer Square Enix has announced that the game's gone gold. Shared in a tweet, they mentioned that it's gone gold, and they say from the entire team, including Torgal, we're hoping you look forward to Final Fantasy 16's launch on June 22nd.
Doesn't it feel a little early too for it to go gold?
I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, it's going gold like in April? Like, okay.
But I mean, I guess if you're done, you're done, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's a good feeling to be done a few months before.
Yeah, they wrapped up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would spend a few weeks trying to polish where I could, but I mean, hey, they must feel strongly about it.
Was the game ever pushed back?
That's a great question. Not sure.
I'm not sure either.
I'm not sure.
But I feel like I have faith in it. They don't really put out bad games.
No, I mean, it's Final Fantasy. I'm sure it'll be really good. They're probably feeling really good about themselves. They cashed that Sony check. They're feeling great. They're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like all this extra money, we didn't have to do anything. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited for Final Fantasy 16. That will probably be the game I buy in June. I'm not sure. What else? So Street Fighter's coming out in June. What else was June? Street Fighter. It was Final Fantasy, Diablo. I don't know. Maybe I double dip that month and go Diablo and Final Fantasy. I'm
I
not
would say
sure.
I would say wait on Diablo. Final Fantasy, I think.
Well, I would want to. I thought you might get it at launch. That's the only reason why I would jump on Diablo.
Okay, yeah.
If you get it at launch, then I'm gonna get it.
Get together.
Yeah, probably Forest as well. I would assume. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. But so yeah, June might be a month that I double dip. I did realize that technically in April I'm going to double dip. It will be the first month that I break the rule.
I mean,
because Advance Wars comes out, but I also really want to get Star Wars Jedi or whatever. So that's going to be a double dip for me this month.
I was gonna say, Diablo might be coming to Game Pass this year. You know.
We'll see if the sale closes. I feel like that's what they're kind of waiting on. They announced a bundle for the Series X and Diablo.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You should get it.
Yeah.
It comes with Series X and Diablo.
Yeah.
Might be time, Devroro. Might be time. All right. Number 8 on the headlines. The headline that Forrest didn't believe was real, and you didn't believe it was real either when I shared it with you guys. Sonic the Hedgehog has been murdered, folks. And it was not an April Fool's joke. Well, I mean, it was, but the game isn't. So Sega Shadow dropped a new Sonic the Hedgehog game. It's called The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's more of a visual novel. So it's not like a full-blown like Sonic game. But I just thought this was so cool to see them just shadow drop this game, and it's free on Steam. I'm gonna play it when I have time. But this was awesome. I really wanted to fit this into the show because I really like when I just like when game developers and publishers do cool stuff like this. It's like, hey, what if we just made a Sonic game and it's like it could be like a visual novel for April Fool's Day or whatever. Came out the day before, so I would assume it was in line with April Fool's.
Yeah.
The trailer is hilarious as well.
I actually didn't see the trailer. I just saw the poster.
Oh,
The poster looks good.
You gotta watch the trailer. The trailer is really funny because it's like the news. It's like we've heard your feedback about where you want Sonic the Hedgehog to be, and now he's dead. And he's like Sonic is just face down.
That's great.
It's really good. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing this. It's free on Steam. You should definitely check it out. Once I'm done Octopath Traveler 2, maybe I'll sneak it in real quick. Hopefully it's not too long of a game. It's a visual novel, so can't be that bad. But yeah, awesome stuff. Love to see it. Great job, Sega. Lastly, number 9 on the news headlines. Kind of surprising here. Konami, back from the dead, they're raising their base salaries for employees and are opening a new game studio to improve employee engagement. And they say substantially raised the salaries of their employees. Metal Gear and Castlevania publisher Konami celebrated its 50th anniversary in March, and in an attempt to continue sustainable growth in the next 50 years, it's opened a brand new studio, has another R&D studio under construction, and has significantly raised the base salaries of its staff to promote management and emphasize on human capital, improve employee engagement, and enhance its competitiveness. Konami's Osaka studio opened last month as a relocation from its current studio, which is set to operate under the concept of creators first, offering a well-developed environment where creators can demonstrate their full potential. The studio comes packed with motion capture equipment and sound studios so its teams can work on in-house projects. Alongside Osaka Studio, Konami is expecting a next-generation R&D center to be completed by 2025 at Ariake Koto-ku, Tokyo. Named Konami Creative Front Tokyo Bay, the R&D center is aimed at strengthening the health and productivity management for a healthier work environment for its employees. Devroro, is this Konami? Well, it is. No, it was.
It just doesn't feel like they completely left the gaming space and now they're
they're like, oh, let's make these pachinko machines.
Yeah, they're coming back.
They drove Kojima out of Konami. They were like, we're done with video games. We're gonna start making like Metal Gear pachinkos and Castlevania slot machines and all this stuff. And yeah, they're going in this direction where they want to get back into making games. Remember, Konami had committed to E3. They were the only publisher that had major publisher that had committed to going to E3. So they clearly wanted to get back into the games industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's very weird. I don't know. It's not. It's good weird. Like I'm glad they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
glad these people are getting raises and like they're putting time and money into making games. You know, why not?
I mean, obviously, it's something that we have to. Okay, this is a great start. We gotta see where they go with it. But the news was really shocking to me today. It was a pleasant shock. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, wow, look at that. I mean, we should Honestly, if I had to guess, I feel like they probably saw Capcom, who just recorded their most profitable quarter last quarter, or like it's like one of their better quarters. Like they're back. Capcom's back, and Konami's like, oh shit,
This could be us.
that could be us. Well, because like Capcom was going downhill, and that's around the same time Konami got out. So maybe they're like, they're like, oh wow, look at Capcom right now.
Yeah.
It's time to get back in. Video games are hot. Who knew? But we'll keep an eye on this and see where this Konami goes from here. Well, that's it for the headlines, Dev. Let's go over the game releases of the week before we get this tier list started. So for the week of April 4th, first up, Creed: Rise to Glory Championship Edition comes out for the PSVR 2 on April 4th, which was tomorrow. Grimoire Once More comes out for PS5, PS4, Switch on April 4th. Hogwarts Legacy, the Producer Jeff Edition, comes out on the PS4 and Xbox One on April 4th. Meet Your Maker is coming out on PS5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Launching day one with PS Plus. Good for them. They need more of these. Tomorrow on April 4th. Road 96 Mile Zero comes out PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. I want to get this. It doesn't seem like they have a physical copy yet, so I might wait. But it comes out tomorrow. Batura Lost Haven comes out on Switch on April 6th. Curse of the Sea Rats comes out on PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC on April 6th. Everspace 2 comes out on PC April 6th. Paparazzi. Oh, I was gonna make a joke. Are you serious? You do?
Yeah, I do remember that one.
Wow. Comes out on Switch on April 6th. EA Sports PGA Tour. I didn't know they were still making golf games. Comes out on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC on April 7th. And that's the games for the week. I'm excited for obviously Road 96. I want a physical copy.
Yeah.
Over Game Pass.
I wouldn't say I'm excited for, but I think the game I'm like that looks the coolest is Meet Your Maker. I remember we watched the whole trailer for that. You building a base and conquering bases and all that stuff. That looks pretty cool.
So, producer Jeff, are you finally going to play Hogwarts Legacy on your ancient hardware?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's how I am too. Like I want to play Hogwarts Legacy really bad. I'm not gonna go play an older system. Yeah, I did that before. And
I thought about getting it for my birthday. I was like, I got Bayonetta Origins instead. I still have to play Bayonetta 3, but it's like I would rather have the Bayonetta game. Let's see. All right. Well, that is the game releases. Devroro, do you like Nintendo franchises?
yeah, I love the 10 different franchises.
All right. Well, let's get a tier list going. Producer Jeff, are you ready for the tier list?
Yes, sir. We are almost there. Give me one moment here.
Take your time.
This is gonna be difficult.
Okay, so let's set some ground rules. And producer Jeff, you're gonna partake in this too, I would assume.
How many games are there total?
3,
franchises, I should
6,
say.
9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. It looks like there's an invisible one that's 25. Oh, it's Smash Brothers. Okay. Okay, it's white. Yeah, and Fire Emblem is white too for some reason. What is this other one that's white? Mother. Okay. All right. So wait, hold on. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. There are 24 franchises that we're going to tier here. So here's how we're going to do it, gentlemen. Obviously, we're not just going to do it by like star power, because obviously it would be like I think that would be kind of not boring, but it would be really easy. I think that we should do it by how much we like the franchises, period, like where we would actually rank the franchises.
Okay.
And I think obviously there's going to be some ones where like maybe you haven't played, maybe producer Jeff hasn't played. I think I've played all of these, except well, that's not true. I see like 2 that I haven't played.
Because it's Nintendo and Nintendo's like they just knock it out of the park a lot. I feel like we should have some limitations.
So what do you mean?
Something like no more than 4 games per tier. Like you can't have, or maybe no more than 5 games in a tier because it's.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You wanted okay.
Just in case, because these games are really good. We could just throw all of them in S and be done with it. But
I wouldn't put all of these in S, but I get your point.
Maybe not for this tier because.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so let's say 5
No more than 5 in a tier.
for now. Maybe
Yeah.
if we really need to change it, we will. But I say
Yeah.
5 for now is good. Are you good with that, producer Jeff?
Yes, but just so you know, I did add an extra tier to the top of this list called the GOAT. So when we are done and we have our S tier finished, the one at the top of the S tier will be moved up into the GOAT all by its lonesome.
I mean,
I'm so excited for someone to get murdered here.
you know, the funny part is I already know what's going to be up there. I already know what you're going to put up there. So like, we could probably, if we get to that one, we're going to put that there at the GOAT and just.
I'm gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, I agree with it.
I can't wait to. Oh, you. Oh, okay. Yes. All right.
As a
Let's,
franchise,
All right, let's get into it.
all right. First up, folks, Advance Wars. You guys haven't played Advance Wars, have you?
I played one
Oh, okay.
on the GameCube.
There wasn't one. That's Battalion Wars,
Uh,
which is more of a spiritual successor. Same developers. I don't consider it part of.
it was really fun though.
But, yeah, Battalion Wars is good.
I never played it then. I never played it. Advance Wars.
Advance Wars is awesome. I love Advance Wars. It's very much in my wheelhouse. It's a grid-based, turn-based strategy game, kind of like Fire Emblem. Same thing. Really love it. Do I love it as much as Fire Emblem? I would say no. Producer Jeff, I'm gonna Hail Mary here. Have you played Advance Wars?
I've never played it, but I used to watch some people play them, and I really enjoy these games. So
Okay. See, the problem is I don't know how this landscape is looking. For me, Advance Wars, I love it. I want to say like A tier, but I'm willing to change it as we go. But I would like let's just start it in A tier since it's my call, since I'm kind of the only one that's played Advance Wars.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's go A tier. All right. Next up, Animal Crossing. Deborah, how do you feel about Animal Crossing?
I love Animal Crossing. I wouldn't put it in S tier. I'd probably put it in A tier. But yeah, I love Animal Crossing. It's just fun. It's GameCube Animal Crossing was really fun because everyone in the household got to play. Like me, my three younger sisters all had a house. Like you could play, come home after school, you play for a little bit.
Well, so
Got better.
while we're here, and I'm gonna make producer Jeff do some work while he's dealing with problems.
Oh yeah.
But so for my birthday, Deborah and I, we went to our local video game store, Classic Game Junkie,
Yeah.
and I picked up 2 games. One of them, and now I'm down to only 2 first-party GameCube games I still need, was the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube. Now, real cool story, producer Jeff, is that this game took up so much memory space on the GameCube that it needed an extra memory card. Nintendo sold these games with it like a special limited edition memory card in every copy of the game. Very hard to come by. However, this copy that I bought does in fact have the Animal Crossing memory card.
Oh, nice.
And the book is like great condition.
Oh yeah, the manual is pristine, Jeff. Like it is like perfect. So this was a great purchase, and I was really happy with it. But anyways, Animal Crossing, it's a B for me.
It's a B for you.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea in terms of genre. I like to feel like I have like an endpoint to a game. So it's like that's why I think Stardew Valley is better than Animal Crossing, but like
So
neither of them are really my cup of tea.
you really gotta remove yourself from this one though, Rome. This franchise is absolutely massive. Like my wife, she's in Facebook groups with 100,000 people that share those little designs that they make together, and they share their codes and all that crap. They visit each other's islands to sell each other turnips, and it is insane.
My cousin was like, well, younger cousin was like a turnip ringleader. Like she like had people come into her island buying, selling turnips and everything. Like,
well, so here's the thing.
Dude.
I don't disagree with that, but remember, this tier list is based off the 3 of us, our enjoyments of these franchises.
yeah.
If we were doing it based off notoriety, this would be an A tier, high A, probably top of A. But it's if you're talking about how I enjoy them, I acknowledge them as a well-made franchise, but like I just don't get a lot of enjoyment out of them. So for me, it would be like a B or a C, personally. But I mean, where would you guys rank them again in terms of personal enjoyment?
I would put it in personal enjoyment. I would put it in A. Every time I'm playing an Animal Crossing game, it's just like it's just fun.
And for you, Jeff?
Yeah, I would have to agree. Like, I watched the wife play. I used to actually sit there and watch her play and build stuff, and I'd be like, do this, do that. So I like these games, yeah.
Okay, well, I would say bottom.
Yeah, we'll drop it in A.
Yeah. All right, next up is Bayonetta. This is another one that I really love. I just think Bayonetta is such an awesome game. The action's great, the art's great. Music's great. Really love this franchise. Have you guys played?
No, I didn't. Bayonetta was like I always hear about how good it is, and I know the developer. They're always good. And, like I played their other games, so I don't see why this game would be bad. And it's probably a franchise I should get into.
Mm-hmm.
I just never got into
I
it.
need Forrest to play these games so bad.
It seems like
It's such a Forrest ass game.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
yeah.
This is one I did not play either.
Oh man. Starting off with these is tough because again, there's like nothing else to really kind of compare it to in terms of where everything else is.
Yeah.
There's another one, so I'll give you this. I would say, and again, it can move based off the 5 rule eventually. Put this at the bottom of A.
Okay.
And again, we can reevaluate later if we need to. Next up is Donkey Kong. So again, this is non-Mario Donkey Kong games. Look, man, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of kick it off here. Outside of like the Wii game, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, this franchise is not a very good franchise.
It's not a bad franchise.
I don't think it's a very good franchise. Like Donkey Kong 64 is
Did you-
fine at best, but it's literally like it's nowhere near as good as Banjo-Kazooie. Like it's literally one of Rare's worst games on the console. Not a bad game, but definitely not very good. It's outside the DK rap. The DK rap is S tier, but that can't carry the whole franchise.
No, I think Donkey Kong games are they're good. Like I don't know. I played when I was younger. They were always a little too difficult for me when I was younger. That kind of like stopped me from playing it. And then Jungle Beats. I don't know if you ever played Jungle Beats.
Not yet. I have it. You gave me the drums.
Like just sitting there playing it with the drums. First of all, playing it with the drums it's a crazy idea. I don't know who at Nintendo came up with that, but it just works and it's just such a fun game. And like you're just banging the drums and your hands hurt by the end of it. I would put this at least B.
See, I'm thinking C right now, but with the opportunity for it to move up based off how many things end up in C. Because I do see a few other things that I would want to put in C. But right now, I mean, I'm feeling high C, very bottom B, if anything. But again, outside of Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo and Donkey Kong Country's Returns on the Wii, nothing really sticks out to me as like, man, this is a really good game that I definitely want to go back and play.
Which is the one with the frozen.
That's the Tropical Freeze, which is the Wii U one. But I mean, yeah, you get what I'm saying though. Like,
But like even that one I hear is like amazing. Like
it's really good, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just not my cup of tea again. This is another thing where it's like I'm not a big side scroller guy.
if you're gonna put it in C, I'm okay with putting it in C.
Okay, Jeff, what is your input on the Donkey Kong franchise?
Yeah, I don't really have much opinion on the Donkey Kong franchise. It never drew my interest really. I was more of a Banjo-Kazooie guy anyway, so I was kind of like, so I would agree with C.
Okay, C it is. All right.
Now I have a question here before you start the next one.
Absolutely.
Is Dr. Mario a franchise? I only remember ever playing the original game. Like,
So there's Dr. Mario for the NES. There was an N64 Dr. Mario. There was a WiiWare downloadable Dr. Mario, which is only available downloadable. So once again, that's lost to time. And then they also had a mobile game come out in the last few years for Dr. Mario. So I would consider it a franchise. It's got 4 games.
Fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the person that made this tier list considers it a franchise.
I know, that's why I was wondering. I was like,
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But we're gonna rank it. Look, Dr. Mario, really fun puzzle game. But to Jeff's point,
Yeah, no.
it's like
Dr. Mario is put it in D.
that's where I'm going.
When you play it, it's like
It's a puzzle game. The music is the best part of it.
Yeah, and
Like that really fast-paced fever.
I have more fun playing Tetris than I would
Now-
playing Dr. Mario.
I feel about the same about both.
I actually thoroughly enjoy Tetris, where Dr. Mario's just like it's okay. You're matching up some colors. And...
I agree with that actually. Now you're talking me into it.
would you guys agree that this is kind of a start to the whole Candy Crush style game craze?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I mean, they got a little bit of something going for them with innovation, but other than that, it's
Yeah, I mean, I think Devroro made a good point. I don't think any of these games are bad. We're just kind of ranking.
Yeah.
It's just
It's a solid puzzle game.
yeah.
But there's not a
Exactly.
lot of releases throughout the years. There's not a lot of differentiation. It's just
And again, this is our personal.
Yeah.
This is just personal.
our enjoyment. I mean, for me, I enjoyed Dr. Mario 64 as a kid, and I have it. I did go out and purchase it. I do have it, but you know, it is what it is. It exists. All right, next up, Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Oh boy. See, for me, this is a bottom of S tier. I love Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Like I really love Fire Emblem.
I played one of the DS Fire Emblems for an hour, and I know if I stuck with it, I probably would have liked it. I like the fighting mechanic of it, you know, moving around and all that stuff. I just never got into it.
In terms of the genre itself, Fire Emblem is just for me the head of the top of the class for everything that genre produces.
Okay.
Its gameplay is great, the strategy is great. No other game of that kind, like XCOM, whatever it is, any you name it, they're not making character development like Fire Emblem is. I just haven't seen it. Yeah, Fire Emblem's S tier. I love Fire Emblem.
Got no objections here.
Excellent. Next up is F-Zero.
I'm gonna say something you're probably not gonna like.
No, say it.
I would gonna say F-Zero D,
Okay.
simply for the fact that I love Mario Kart so much more.
You know what? 100% agree with you.
Okay.
I think I've played F-Zero. I played the N64 one. I haven't played the GameCube one yet, even though I own it. But I played the N64 one. I played the Super Nintendo one. The music, on fire. Love the music of F-Zero.
Almost across the board for Nintendo. That's one thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would give them. They're just
But
classic music.
But when it comes to gameplay for F-Zero, I just can't get into it. Like even when I was like, I mean, I'm 30 now, but even when I was younger, like it was so fast paced that I just didn't really enjoy it. And I guess that's the appeal of it.
And to be fair, I only played F-Zero for about 40 minutes when I was really young. I never played it again, and it's not. Maybe I should go back and revisit it. But it was just
Oh, you should.
and I will, because I think it's coming to, or it already is on the
N64 one's already on the NSO.
Yeah, so like,
which I played that last year. I played for like an hour, and I was like, I'm done.
I want to try it out. Like some you're on like on there.
Yeah,
I want to try it out again.
Sure.
Jeff, you sound like this should go higher for you.
Yeah, man, I loved F-Zero, dude. I thought it was an awesome, like futuristic type racing. You know, I loved it.
Where do you want to put it?
I would put it in B. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
So I think C
Yeah.
is a good spot. Cause
I think
yeah,
C- I would
C
say-
seems to be a decent spot.
I'm okay
for
with
it.
above Donkey Kong.
Zero above Donkey Kong. I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll put it
All
here
right,
for
all right,
now.
bottom of C. That's fine. I'm
Just
down
remember,
for that.
Donkey Kong has an opportunity to get bumped up to B. You know.
That's fair. Okay. All right. Okay.
I've never heard of this next one, honestly.
You've never hold
It's
it
that
hurt-
arcade game where you have the axe as the one dude, or you
No,
can be the
that's
lady.
Nope, that's
No?
not it. Nope,
Oh,
you're
I'm
thinking
an
of
idiot
gold.
then.
You're thinking of Golden Axe.
I am. Yep, you're right.
Okay, so Golden Sun is a really fun RPG.
Oh, okay.
Every time, remember how every time I go to Classic Game Junkie, I go to the GBA wall?
Yeah.
It's because I'm trying to find Golden
Okay,
Sun.
I take that back. I have heard of it. I don't know anything gameplay wise of it. I've seen these covers before.
So Golden Sun is kind of difficult for me because I've
It looks
played.
Fire Emblem-esque. It looks.
No, it's a turn-based RPG. It's not a grid-based RPG.
Mhm.
Which I also love turn-based RPGs. So Golden Sun's weird for me because when I was a kid, I had a friend that had it, and I played like 40 minutes of it, and I'm dying to play it. So for years I've been trying to track it down. But it's coming to, well, it just doesn't really show up in game stores.
But it's coming to the
It's coming to NSO, so I'm going to play when it comes to NSO. But so it's really hard for me to rank this because I'm literally just basing this off the anticipation of 20 years. So it's like I don't want to rank it too high, but I've only played about 40 minutes of it. But it seems like it's a really popular franchise. I've heard nothing but great things about it.
I think this should go in D simply for our lack of knowledge.
Okay.
I don't want to waste a spot in B or any other spot. I think this should go in D, not because of our experience, but because of lack.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Bottom
I thought
bottom
it was
of
a
D.
different game. So.
Yeah. Jeff was thinking of Golden Axe on the Sega.
That was
Um,
awesome.
That's all right. You know, I mean, that was a good game. All right, next up, Kid Icarus, and this is a tough one because Kid Icarus Uprising that came out on the 3DS when the 3DS launched is legitimately one of my favorite games on the 3DS.
I thought you were going to go the other way.
Outside of the controls were terrible, but like I loved that game apart from the controls. It was so you know how we talk about Star Fox Zero, and I say like, man, those controls ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Kid Icarus Uprising is so good that it is good in spite of its controls.
Okay.
It is able to leap over the hurdle, for me at least. Other people, maybe not so much. obviously the NES Kid Icarus is like whatever. I don't really have thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say like for me this is a B tier
Okay.
because I really think Kid Icarus Uprising is a really good game.
Jeff, do you have any connection to this game?
No, I actually do not. I've heard of these Kid Icarus games, but I never actually came across one. It's kind of weird.
Okay. I feel like people will say this is blasphemy going above Donkey Kong, but I'm going to say Kid Icarus and B for right now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
You said B, right?
Yeah, B. Next up, the Kirby franchise. Deborah, why don't you start us off here?
I love Kirby. For me, Kirby across the board is a B game, and I don't know. It's every Kirby game that I play. And I haven't played the newest one, so maybe I know you told me that's an amazing.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I know you told me that's amazing. But every time I play a Kirby game, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's not like my favorite game. It's always just like a B game for me, like every Kirby game. And maybe that's even the racing game. I remember playing that a lot as a kid, and it was cool because it was like, it was sharp. But
so I agree with you. Actually, I would put Kirby at the top of B. I think Kirby is kind of generally overrated. I think people really love Kirby, and it's not that I don't love Kirby. I just feel like Kirby's not as good as people make it out to be.
Okay.
But Kirby and the Forgotten Worlds, or was it Forgotten? Is it Forgotten or Forbidden? Man, oh wow, jeez, brain fart. Whatever. The last Kirby game that came out was excellent, and it was absolutely the best Kirby game of all time, in my opinion. I think it's Forgotten Lands. I think are you googling it?
No, I was.
Okay.
I can if you want.
I think at the least it's got to be an A, man.
It's top of B for me. I would say top of B. Like the Kirby games are like it's kind of like Devroro said. Like they're
Forgotten.
It's Forgotten Lands. Yeah. Okay, cool. Forgotten Lands. Cool.
And like for me, Epic Yarn. I played Epic Yarn on the Wii.
It does nothing for me, Epic Yarn.
I actually liked Epic Yarn a lot. Yeah, but it was just like I liked it a lot. Whereas it's top of B for me.
The only two Kirby games. What's up, TJ? TJ's here in the chat. We are doing a tier list for the Nintendo franchises. We had a good show so far today. We talked about E3 being canceled, the PSVR 2 failing, and we talked about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. You should definitely check out the replay later. But for now, you should hang out with us. But yeah, I mean, for me, Kirby games, they're great. They're well made. They just don't do anything that really grabbed me. Outside of Forgotten Lands and Kirby 64, I don't really care about any other Kirby game. Those are the only two that I'm like, okay, I would stand by those. If someone was like top 100 games or whatever, like I think those two games would make the cut. Like that's it.
It's starting to get difficult with these next few games.
Yeah, it's going to be coming up.
Yeah.
So I would say Kirby top of B. Oh, why is it not letting me drag it on mine?
All right, I'll leave it at the top of B.
And again, this can change. I know producer Jeff's a little devastated here.
Where would you put Kirby, Jeff?
I was gonna put it right above Bayonetta, towards the bottom of A.
Okay.
But I'm biased. I've used Kirby as one of my my emotes on Twitch for like 10 years. So
he really does. He uses it in Discord a lot too.
Because my name was Yo-Yo, and it's a picture of Kirby using a yo-yo as a weapon.
Well, Jeff, I think we have a lot coming up that could maybe bump Kirby up. So so hang in there. We have more to go. Remember, we're trying to do a 5 per tier rule.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Luigi's Mansion.
I'm a little worried because I want to know what you guys think, but I absolutely love the Luigi Mansion games.
I think that the first Luigi's Mansion is a pleasant accident because that game was made to be a tech demo for the GameCube.
Okay, I didn't.
And ends up well, I mean, like you could tell, it's not a very long game. It's a launch game. It's very clearly started out as a GameCube tech demo, in my opinion.
I don't remember that too much. I remember Luigi's Mansion 2. I played that a lot.
See, Luigi's Mansion 2, it didn't click with me at all.
Really?
I have it. I played it for like 45 minutes, and I was like, I'm done. It just didn't pick up for me at all. Luigi's Mansion 1, I think, is the best in the franchise. I think it's excellent. Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch, I did finish that one, and I enjoyed it for what it was. This for me is like bottom of B right now. Maybe ahead of Kid Icarus, but like I think Kid Icarus Uprising is way better than the first Luigi's Mansion, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
So, I think when we know that one of these franchises is one of our favorites, I think we gotta give a little bit of weight. So, Devroro, where do you think this belongs?
either bottom of A or top of B. You know what?
Okay,
I'm
and
gonna
that's not
say-
far from what Rome
Yeah, that's
said.
not far from
Yeah.
where I'm at. I'm willing to compromise on
Yeah,
that.
I think I'm gonna put it. I'd put this in B. I'd put it in B. I'm okay with putting it in B, but I think above Kirby.
I agree with that. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm agree with that too.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
I was gonna put it above Bayonetta and A, but I'm taking Devroro's
Bayonetta's
opinion on this
holding
one.
on.
Just hold on.
She's like fighting off. It's like Smash Brothers. You got
Kick
Cody,
down-
Pit, and
kick down-
Luigi. All right. Next up is the Mario and Luigi franchise. Now, okay, so I have a bias here.
A good or bad? Because I
A
love
bad
games
bias.
too.
A bad bias.
Man,
This series is why Paper Mario isn't the same, and I fucking hate it for that. C tier.
but when you play these games, right? Man,
I played like probably an hour of the first one.
okay, that is a game you have to play. It is such a storyline. It's good storyline. It's just a good game. I don't know what else to say.
So yeah, again, this is complete bias, but the fact of the matter is that Paper Mario, which is on this tier list, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna fucking fight to the death once again. Mario and Luigi, essentially for me, in my opinion, killed Paper Mario as I knew it and loved it. So I can't just sit here and be like, yeah, Mario and Luigi's fantastic. So I mean, for me, it's a C tier,
But
and it's completely pettiness. But
it does what Mario did, just in a handheld form.
it's not as good. It's not the same. I played the first Mario and Luigi. It's not the same. It dumbs down the RPG mechanics that Paper Mario had. It dumbs it down. And it's like it's too little.
Again, this is one.
Okay, where are you putting it?
I think this would go above Luigi's Mansion for me.
Okay. Producer Jeff, have you played these games?
I didn't realize there was a difference actually between the mansion and Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, so Mario and Luigi, they're kind of like RPG-ish,
Yeah,
but they're very light. They're like as light RPG as you can get.
And then the first one, if I remember, is you get shrunken down and
No, Bowser's Inside Story, that was like the third one.
Oh, that's the third one. That's the one I remember the most vivid one, and I love that one.
I mean, obviously we have to kind of compromise.
I'm
I'm willing to put it like maybe bottom of B, middle of B,
If-
maybe ahead of Kirby, but again, I have a bias here.
I'm willing to go. It can stay in C, but it has to be the top of C. It goes above Donkey Kong, absolutely above Donkey Kong.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
If you want for now, I'd be willing to put it bottom of B, just because I like you.
All right.
Not because I like it, but because I like you.
That's fair. You can put it at the bottom of
All
B
right.
then.
Before you get to the next one, Rome, I have to tell you. Did you see who Cody's tag partner is?
No, who was it?
It's Brock Lesnar. And Cody walked around holding Brock's arm up like he was the champion, like over and over to every corner of the ring and then all the way up the ramp. Held Brock's wrist and held his arm up.
That's stupid.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Well, it wasn't Jay White, so there you go. All right. Next up, Mario Kart.
S tier. I'm fighting for this one. S tier all the way. It's an S
Yeah, I'm
tier
with you.
franchise. Like,
It's already in there.
yeah, like I mean, it's Mario Kart.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't disagree, but the next one determines where I think Mario Kart should be.
Okay.
So we can put Mario Kart in S tier for now.
And it's ahead of Fire Emblem, right? Yeah. Okay, thanks.
What? Oh, hold on. No,
Yeah,
this is no. Wait, hold on a second here.
I believe so.
What?
When you finish a Fire Emblem game, that's
Yeah.
it. You close the cover.
No, I go play it again. I'm not like you. I'm not a psychopath.
You close the cover and you put it in your collection. You're done with
Yeah, I
it.
remember how awesome all the characters
Mario
were.
is you can play it alone. You invite people
You
over.
play
to
Mario Kart alone?
You can.
I've been
Do
playing
you?
Mario Kart 8 for like 10 years or however long it's been out.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a fun. And then they're adding new maps, and it's like I haven't bought it yet, but I'm like I'm going to buy it. I think like it's
All right, fine. I know I'm being outvoted here. It's fine. Go ahead.
I'm actually surprised that you didn't that you wouldn't want it up there. Okay.
No, it's like Mario Kart's an S tier, but
Fire
my
Emblems.
love for Fire Emblem is extreme. It is my jam.
Okay.
To put it bluntly,
I get it.
I fucks with it.
I get it.
But all right, fine. Up next, Mario Party. Mario Party has to go right next to Mario Kart.
Okay, I believe it. I think because Mario.
I would put Fire Emblem ahead of both, but for me, and here's the thing, you're gonna disagree with me. Mario Party ahead of Mario Kart.
Yeah, that I would disagree with, simply for the fact that Mario Kart is way more intuitive. You can give someone a controller and play Mario Kart, and they've never played it before.
Mario Party's intuitive. It's a board game,
But it's all
simple mini games.
Yeah, but those
mini games are simple. It's usually press A to jump and move around, maybe hit B.
Yeah, I get that, but it's also a game. Even at the lowest, there's a lot of rules to it, and like teaching someone.
It's a board game.
I get that, but
if it's your first time, you're getting crushed.
Mario Kart is just a race. You get in the car, you turn left, you turn right, you go around 3 laps.
Okay, I don't think that necessarily makes it better because it's simpler.
It's not even that it's simpler. It's more intuitive. It's more like you give someone a controller and you feel Mario Kart. Someone gives you that controller, you feel it. You're instantly you're arguing, you're yelling. It's all happening.
It happens at Mario Party too. I wanted to stab you before.
Yeah, of course, but Mario Party is more like. I've had more people rage quit playing Mario Party and not come back than like if you're losing in Mario Kart, you're coming for the next race. You know what I mean? Like, I agree that Mario Party is more fun for
close friends.
Yeah, close friends. It's the same with Monopoly. I love Monopoly. It's one of my favorite board games.
I know. I usually want to stab you when we're playing.
Yeah, but like also not a lot of people want to play Monopoly because of that.
You and I, so Jeff, Deborah and I have like this like really like intense rivalry when it comes to games of that manner, like Mario Party, Monopoly.
Yeah.
But like sometimes we'll like line up where we're on the same team, and it's like you would think it's like Batman and the Joker teaming up.
Yeah. And another thing you'll say about Mario Party is that not every Mario Party game is great, whereas every Mario Kart game is I would say is great.
I would argue that not every Mario Kart game.
Like which ones?
Like Double Dash. I'm trolling you there. I'm trolling you. I know,
man.
I know that's your favorite.
It's not my favorite, but it's one of its.
Is eight your favorite?
I think 8 Deluxe is my favorite.
I think the DS games are fine.
But I love the DS games. I have vivid memories. I won't say their names, but like in Alan, that's
yeah.
Just in gym or like just especially towards the end of the year, just playing Mario Kart.
Sure, I get that. Here's the thing. The reason that my argument for Mario Party going ahead of Mario Kart, right? And Bear, hear me out here. Mario Party had all the pros of Mario Kart are in Mario Party, in my opinion. I think Mario Party can be whatever you make it, and that's what makes it better than Mario Kart. Mario Kart is Mario Kart. It's okay, race, 3 laps, go around the map, use the items, bing, bang, boom, out in 5 minutes. Mario Party can be whatever you want it to be. If you want to get a quick game in with your friends and play for like a 20-minute game.
Never quick.
But you can set up the turns in a way where it does do that. And some of the games are actually set up for quick games. Yeah. Or if you're having all your friends over and like Forrest comes into town and we haven't seen him in like 6 months and you want to like sit down and just like die laughing and die period for 6 hours, then you could do that as well. My point is that Mario Party is perfect because it's a party. It could fit anything that you need it to be. Do you want to have a little party? You want to have a big party? You want to have a party with two of your friends, 3 of your friends, 1 friend, 4, whatever.
It's also
the mini games are fun. It's colorful. It's fun. The different boards are unique. Like I prefer the board differentiation in Mario Party to the track differentiation in Mario Kart. I think that a bad or good board in Mario Party or like the design of the boards is way more important than the designs in Mario Kart. Not that it doesn't matter, but not as much.
I get what you're saying. The thing is for Mario Party is that, again, you have to pick and choose which Mario Parties you like. You never want to play the best ones. You always want to play the N64 ones. And, like, that's why we never play Mario Party anymore. Like, if we're going to play Mario Kart, we're going to put on 8. It's just one of those things. Hey, Mario Kart, 8.
Well, what's great about Mario Party is like, hey, like, well, there's so many great games that we can differentiate. We can have different opinions. You know what I mean? That's how strong the franchise is. That there's like me, I love 2 and 3. Those are the best ones in my opinion. You love 4, 5, and 6. Or wait, you love
5, 6, and
5,
7.
6, and 7. You know what I mean? Like some
actually
people
4 in that as well. That's the GameCube one as well.
Yeah. But like that's what I'm saying. Like these games are just all so great that like we can sit here and debate them. In terms of Mario Kart, outside of nostalgia for Mario Kart 64, 8's the best.
Once you move past GameCube, I mean the Mario parties get kind of like. They get weak.
I stand by the Wii U one. I think the Wii U one is pretty damn good. And then the Switch ones are also.
Is that the one where you all move
together?
Where
Bowser mode.
But like the actual
Bowser mode's so good.
Yeah, Bowser mode's good, but like the actual board game, like isn't that the one you move all together?
The Wii ones are like that, but that one's like that too. And yeah, that's definitely a step back in the franchise.
It takes away the board. It takes away the best part of the first 7 games. You know what I mean?
Producer Jeff, where do you come in here? Mario Party or Mario Kart?
I'm sorry?
Mario Party or Mario Kart?
This is actually a tough one for me. This honestly, I would actually flip a coin for myself because I enjoy both of these franchises tremendously. I have lots of fond memories from playing with friends on Mario Party, but
What's up to?
I'm a
Yeah, I
fiend
agree
for
with you.
kart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with Ed Weber in the chat. It's a board game, and you move around the board separately. And
Look, again, I'm not going to defend the car stuff because the car stuff was kind of lame, but I'm talking about the highest of highs. Mario Party, again, we could disagree. Let's just for the sake of not disagreeing. Mario Party 2 through 6 is, or 2 through 7, fucking excellent. And then it comes back on the Switch, and those are also excellent. I don't know. For me, I think Mario Party has higher highs than Mario Kart. I think Mario Kart, like you said, is very intuitive, very simple. But for me, it's very surface level. It's a very surface level game where it's like, all right, the race is over. Time to forget that race ever happened. Where it's like with Mario Party, you're getting invested in it. This is something that you're putting effort and time into.
I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna agree with you. I think Mario Party should go in front of Mario Kart because if we had a group of 4 over and you asked me what game I would play, I would pick a Mario Party over a Mario Kart.
That's a great point.
Or I would start with Mario Kart just so that we can get to Mario Party.
Exactly. If we were to play both, we would play Mario Kart first because we would lead to the main. Okay, cool. I agree. Yay.
We can move on.
He's right. Oh yes, Ed. The N64 parties were the best. Used to get bliss. Yeah, so that's a running argument in our friendship, Ed, where Devroro loves the GameCube ones. I like the GameCube ones a lot, but 2 and 3 on the N64, the best ones, hands down. Anyways, all right. Next up, easy one, Super Mario, top of S tier.
Yeah, all that arguing we did, and Super Mario just jumps up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Mario, a top S tier. Jeff, I'm assuming there's no disagreement there.
No, it's already there.
Yeah, I mean, Super Mario, obviously, it's one of the quintessential. It's like we have a five limit right now rule. I don't know how long it's gonna last because we're getting into it.
Now with Super Mario, how does he count as Super Mario, right?
Yes. So for me, Mario would be all the 2D games, all the 3D games, and the sports game. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't consider Mario Sports as Mario games. I consider them Mario sports games.
Yeah, I agree with
that. The same way Mario Kart isn't Mario.
I agree with that.
So for me, we're talking Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3, Super Mario World on the SNES, and all of the sequel is more of a Yoshi game, so I don't consider that. 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, Odyssey, S tier, top S tier.
That's good.
Top S tier. All right, next up is Metroid. I'm conflicted. For me, this is an A. I love Metroid. I love a lot of the things about Metroid. I don't know if you guys have played or have input. I would probably put Metroid at the near top of A, either in front of Advance Wars or behind Advance Wars.
I think above Advance Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
That's.
I played Metroid Prime. I played the newest Metroid. Don't kill the name's not coming to me.
Dread.
Dread's
so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I can't wait for Prime 4.
I love the music. I love all the sound, not just the music, just the sound in that game
Metroid is just so perfect.
And it's such a get good game. You just get good at it, and you don't have to
Yeah.
I love it.
I agree.
Okay. Metroid's top of A.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Next up is Mother or Earthbound.
I have no connection with the Mother games.
So funny story.
Outside of Smash.
Funny story that you're not aware of. So when we had first started doing the podcasting, me and Jeff, and there was a sign that said "Bring Earthbound to the Switch," and I had mentioned it, and Jeff was like, "I have no idea what this is." I was like, "What? Really? Like someone in his age group should know. It's like a cult classic."
It's definitely a cult classic.
Yeah. Earthbound's really good. Like it's really it's
all good stuff.
A phenomenal RPG. If you've played Undertale, Earthbound is the inspiration for Undertale, amongst many other games.
In hindsight, I wish there was another tier because it feels sad putting these games in D, but I think Mother should go in D simply for the same reasons for Golden Sun.
See, I would put it again. This is just personal preference, and a lot of people would probably get upset about this. I would say below Kid Icarus in B.
I couldn't put it that high. We could meet in the middle at C.
Still having never heard of it other than here with you guys, I don't know.
And I guess the other Mother game should go with it.
Okay, well since Ed is here, Ed, Ed has to know about Earthbound. His goat decided at the end. Ed, Well, Ed just said something wrong at the end.
Yes, Ed. That is how it's gonna work. The end, we will decide who goes in the goat. Yes.
Okay, we'll do it that way.
I think
Okay, I'm okay with C tier, and I guess if you want to put it behind Donkey Kong, I don't like that. I would like
you
if.
put it behind F-Zero as well.
Yeah, that'll work.
No, no, no,
I don't.
no, no.
Okay. We could put it anywhere you want in C.
It's such a good RPG.
You could put it above Donkey Kong in C.
Okay.
And I think the
Sure.
other one as well. I don't know the difference.
Okay.
I just don't have.
Earthbound is great, says Ed.
I believe him.
Yeah, Earthbound is.
Yeah, I believe him. I've never heard or seen anything of it, so I'm out.
Definitely heard of it. I know it's a cult classic.
Oh wait, why is there two mothers?
That's what I was saying.
Oh, I don't think. Just put that at the bottom. Put the white one at the bottom of D. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know what.
I was just gonna say we'll just count them as one. So in that tier, we'll just count that as one.
Ed says Earthbound is at least B tier, but so is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong might be A tier, honestly. Well, I mean, I disagree with half of the statement. All right, next up, Paper Mario. Look, man.
I just don't care.
Look, man. Paper Mario for the N64 and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door for the GameCube are two of my most favorite games of all time. It's bottom of S tier. Yep, I don't care. I'll even do you one better, Dev, just to maybe try to appease you a little bit. I'm gonna put Paper Mario in the bottom of S tier, and you can put Mario and Luigi. You can bump it ahead of Kid Icarus, just because I'm a nice guy like that.
I don't think it's worth it. I honestly.
I'll put it in front of Kirby then.
You'll put
Mario and Luigi in front of Kirby.
No, again, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think Paper Mario. With the experience that I had with Paper Mario, I'd put it in the bottom of B.
That's fucking insane. You're a sociopath. You're a psychopath.
I would actually put it at the top of C if I'm being completely honest. If we want to meet in the middle somewhere and put it in A, I'll do that. I don't want to put it above Animal Crossing. That's anywhere else you want to put it. You can put it in A.
Wait, so what have you experienced from Paper Mario?
I played it with you.
No, you didn't want to play it.
No, I did.
You played for like 10 minutes.
No, it was longer than 10.
It was not longer than 10.
It was definitely longer than 10.
That's not true.
And I was like, this. Okay.
I hate you.
So what are we doing with Paper Mario here?
I'm putting the bottom S tier.
Bottom of S?
I think
bottom
the
S.
middle of A somewhere.
Honestly, listen. We can only have 5 in S tier anyway. It's about to get knocked out soon, so don't worry about it.
Top of A. Top of A. Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
It says not sure. I trust someone whose personal preference is DK is C tier.
Donkey Kong was because I had it in A. No, I had it.
No, you had it B.
I had Donkey Kong in B, and you had it in C. Yeah, so we agreed C.
So at the reason
this isn't the rating of the game. This is our personal experience of the game.
Yeah. So Ed, here's my thing. Outside of Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo and the Wii Donkey Kong Country Returns, I think Donkey Kong has largely done almost nothing in its history.
I disagree with that so much.
Not in terms of like legacy, but in terms of quality. I mean, like, look, you look at the original game. I mean, I'd rather play Mario Brothers or Zelda. You look at the N64. Banjo-Kazooie was way better than Donkey Kong 64. Donkey Kong 64 is probably Rare's worst N64 game that I can think of. Like we could go on, but like yeah, Donkey Kong, and then in the more modern era, Donkey Kong hasn't done jack. Like so, I'm sorry, but like for me, Donkey Kong is a C tier. Like that's just. I mean, it's not again. Nothing on this list is bad. We're just ranking the Nintendo franchises. Period.
And they're trying to only keep 5 in a tier list, so it's getting a little.
Yeah, that's also true.
Getting a little crowded.
Yeah.
I just think that Country 64 and Tropical Freeze, and I'll even throw in Jungle Beats. They're all.
Well, I just think Paper Mario and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door are some of the best games ever made.
It says that's a wild take.
I get it. That's fine. It's my take. It is what it is. Anyways, let's move on. Pikmin.
Top of A.
I want to go top of A.
I think it's better than Animal Crossing. I think it's better than Metroid.
I would put it below Advance Wars.
Okay.
I think Pikmin's phenomenal. I think it's really good. Problem is, we're at 5 at that point.
Yeah.
So I guess we would have to bump Bayonetta down, which I don't feel great about. But I mean, Jeff, have you played Pikmin? No, Jeff hasn't played Pikmin.
I've seen the original. I'm actually very interested in the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We could put Pikmin. What did I say? Ahead of Animal Crossing? Is that what I
I think
said?
that's fair. I think that's
Yeah.
fair.
All right, so I'm fine with that. And Bayonetta's for now going to get bumped down to top of B. Although now we're at 5 for A and B, so I don't know how long this 5 rule is going to last.
Let's leave Bayonetta where it is.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to fill up D with like 12 of them at the end.
Let's
I don't
leave.
feel good about that.
Yeah, no, let's leave Bayonetta where it is for now. We'll go to the next one.
All right, gentlemen, here we are. Here we go. One of the big ones, Pokemon. Obviously, the question is not what letter. The question is where in the S tier is Pokemon going. I'm just gonna say. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Between Mario and Mario Party. Between Super Mario and Mario Party, I think Pokemon is up there.
That's exactly where I was going.
I think it goes top of S tier.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Look, I love Super Mario. I have
actually-
64 and Odyssey and Galaxy. I fucking love these games. But like, Pokemon, man.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
top
glad you
S.
said that because
Man.
I wouldn't put it there, but I thought you were going to defend Super Mario to the point where.
Like, I could, if you asked me to create an argument, I love Mario enough where I would make that argument. But if no, the heart wants what it wants. And right
Saying
now,
that while wearing a Mario hat too.
Ed is
Damn.
fighting for this DK. I think we should take his arguments.
No, we're not doing that.
We should move DK up a tier to B, maybe the bottom of B.
All right. Here's what I'll do because I am a gracious host. We will bump Donkey Kong ahead of Mother. Look at that, bam! Look at that.
All right, that's fine.
Well,
he's too old.
So Ed's just too old.
Take.
Ed's just too old for Pokemon, and I'm just too young for Donkey Kong.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair.
All right. Let's move on. Punch Out. Oh, producer Jeff, Pokemon top S tier for you, right?
I would not have put it above Mario. No.
That's surprising, actually.
Would you? So you would what? Put it right below Mario?
Yes, it would have been right in between Mario and Mario Party, like
Honestly,
just like Dev said.
I would have been okay if it did.
Yeah, like if both of you guys outvoted me, I'd be like, all right. I mean, I like Pokemon better, but it's like very slightly.
I like Pokemon better as well. So.
I think we really kind of have to do that because we know what the final should be here. You know what I mean? Like,
We know what the top 3 is. We all know where we're going.
yeah. So Punch Out. Any of you guys play the original Punch Out on Nintendo, like back in the day?
I think at some point in my life I've played a few minutes of it. I think when I played Super Smash Brothers Brawl, that was when the Wii Shop channel was a thing, and they had demos on the Wii Shop for those games.
Mm-hmm.
And Punch Out was in those demos.
Like you said, I played minutes of it, and then I think there's like a mini game in WarioWare.
Yeah.
Like Punch Out a little bit.
Yeah.
I know enough about it. It's one of those games where, again, I don't think it's a bad game. I do think it should go above Dr. Mario, but
I'd put it below Donkey Kong, or maybe even below Mother. To be honest, like my heart's telling me below Earthbound.
So
Jeff, where would you put this?
So like as a franchise, I agree with Rome. Only the original game was like a really awesome, amazing, Mike Tyson's Punch Out was incredible. You know what I mean? The rest of them are just like, hey, let's try to make another one, see if we can capture the magic again. And it doesn't, you know what I mean? So
Where'd you put it as a franchise, you personally?
As a franchise, I probably put it right there behind Donkey Kong, maybe.
Okay, that's about
Okay
right
with that. Yeah.
Right with that as well. I feel like Ed's gonna
But,
hate us. At the end
Like
of this.
I was kind of I had a notebook with all of the codes to like get back to the fighters that I wanted to fight, so like I could just go fight whoever I wanted. It was freaking awesome.
And to be fair, the Wii Punch Out, pretty damn good. I think Forrest had it. I think. Maybe.
Sounds like a
I
game.
feel like I played it at his house once. It's again, these C tiers aren't bad games.
We're also trying to we're also trying to keep everything out of one tier. We had a rule earlier. I think we're kind of sticking to it for now.
Oh, Ed says D tier for
Like you said, D.
for Punch
Okay,
Out. Okay.
yeah. We don't want everything to be. It's very easy to put Nintendo games.
Yeah, all SA.
Yeah.
So we're trying to be as fair as possible. Next up is Rhythm Heaven. I've never played Rhythm Heaven. I know of it.
Okay.
I've never played it.
It's just
So for me, like this is like I would put it like bottom of D because I just haven't played it.
I loved Rhythm Heaven. I still love Rhythm Heaven. I could just pick it up and play it. You would put it at the bottom of D.
Well, I just don't. I have zero knowledge on
Okay,
it.
okay.
We put Golden Sun at the bottom of D.
Yeah, no,
for
I
the
get
same
that. I get
concept.
Jeff, do you have any connection with Rhythm Heaven? It's
I've never heard of it.
Oh,
It's a rhythm game.
it's a
You're
rhythm
heaven.
game, and my most noticeable It's a primarily DS game. It's just fun. It's just really fun. I would put it because there's another game on here that's similar to Rhythm Heaven that does it a little better. I would put it at the bottom of C. I don't want to, but
In the chat.
actually, I would put this top of C.
Sorry, you said for Rhythm Heaven?
Yeah, top of C for Rhythm Heaven.
Top of C, you said?
No, because there's another game I want to put higher than that. So the bottom of C. I'm going to stick with the bottom of C.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never even heard of this thing, man. Come on.
Hey, man, look, Golden Sun's in D. How do you think I feel? This is a game I've been waiting 20 years to play.
This is a game you've been playing it. You've been waiting to play it.
I've been waiting to play it. I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for the right moment. I just every time I walk into a store, I can't find it.
Yeah.
And
I looked it up. It's not even an expensive
and look,
game.
man, I don't break the law. I really don't. I don't emulate. I don't. So I'm not going to play it illegally. I want to wait until I can play the official. Waited 20 years. I'll keep waiting. Anyways, next up is Splatoon. Rank Splatoon.
Well, where'd Super Smash go?
You skipped one.
Wait, where? What?
Yeah, Super Smash is next.
Oh wow, mine is after Splatoon. All right, let's do Super Smash Bros.
It should be. Here, I'll fix it. Here, we'll go Splatoon.
Okay, we'll do Splatoon first. Let's just do Splatoon. It doesn't really matter. Splatoon, folks. Here's my thing. I'm gonna make an argument that Splatoon is a very well designed game that is a lot of fun to play. But god damn it, if you line up Splatoon 1, Splatoon 2, and Splatoon 3 side by side,
Same game.
I can't tell you the difference.
True.
I mean, it's another thing though.
And for me, that like it's all like when I'm talking about personal experience, also like for me, it's like memorability and like I can't sit here and differentiate the Splatoon games. I played a lot of Splatoon 1. I played a little bit of Splatoon 2. I played almost none of Splatoon 3 yet.
It
For
might
me,
be games that if you're hardcore in it, you see the differences. You know what you love about the game. You know what I mean?
so for me, I would put Splatoon in the B tier.
Okay.
Out of pettiness, it's going ahead of Mario and Luigi.
I'd put it at the bottom of B.
Okay, that's fine. I'll put it at the bottom. Again, it's a really well-made game, really awesome idea. It's fun. The music's really good, but like in terms of a franchise, looking at the entire franchise, it's like what are we doing here? What? I guess they added a single player, which is good, finally, but I don't know.
If you want to drop Mario and Luigi down to C and put Splatoon there, I'd be okay with that. And I know that Rhythm Heaven would get bumped down too as well, but I think I'm okay with that.
All right, so we're gonna drop Mario and Luigi down to C.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, surprising. Okay, and then Splatoon is still in B, or you're saying Splatoon is C now?
Splatoon would be in B.
Okay.
And I guess Rhythm Heaven would be in D.
Okay.
If we're gonna stick by the,
we're trying to do the 5 as long as we can.
I don't think it's possible. I think we have to at least do 6 because of.
Okay. I think you're correct.
Put Splatoon in front of Mario and Luigi and just leave it there. Just leave everything the way it is. I think that's the best way to go.
Okay, so they're both still B tiers.
Yeah, they're both still B tiers.
Okay.
Let's go with C and D can have more than 5. We'll just do it that way, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess B as well.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how it goes because we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah,
We're getting close. All right. Next up, folks, Super Smash Brothers. Here's the thing, coming in hot, S tier ahead of Mario Party.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Smash Brothers.
For all the same reasons I said I love Mario Kart, I love Smash Brothers.
So here's the thing, Smash Brothers, and you're gonna agree with me on this. Everything that's great about Mario Party and everything that's great about Mario Kart, Smash Brothers does both.
I think I agree with that.
It is the ultimate. Again, it in the way that it's simple with Mario Kart. It's very simple, very quick. You get in, you get out, you play a lot of rounds. However, you can also go the Mario Party route, and it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Do you want to do like 10 stocks? Do you want to have Weapon Hell? Do you want to have Final Destination 1v1? You can do all of those things.
Out of those 3, Mario Kart, Mario Party, and Smash Brothers, I can play Smash Brothers for hours. With the other games, I can get tired of. When I play Mario Party, I want to play like a 50 round game,
and then you're done.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers, we can just go. We have gone.
Yeah, exactly.
You, me, Austin, and Forrest have just had like day long marathons. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where if someone said they don't like Smash, I do get it, but it's a game that I.
Question for you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
So here's a hot take that I'm actually glad Dev just said that. So I'm not a fan of the Smash Brothers games, right? To play. But when I watch tournaments of professional players play, holy shit, it is some of the most entertaining stuff I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Smash Bros. Again, it's what you make of it, and
to the
it's all.
goal. You can play another racer and still be fun and still have fun.
Yeah,
I
there's
guess
no
some
other
newer
game like
games,
Smash Brothers.
Yeah, they're still trying currently. I think
Yeah.
they just took down, that should have been in
Multiverses.
Multiverses should have been.
Oh yeah, I don't know how it didn't
That
end
was
up in my.
pretty big.
Yeah, that was. I'm sorry.
Everyone is
Live service games,
yeah,
man.
they're still trying, and no one's up to Smash
I
Brothers.
think out of respect for you, I left it out because it's just another live service incident.
That's fine. But yeah, I agree that Smash Brothers is.
And like, I'm not saying we're doing this, but if somebody sat me down and said, "Look, man, Smash Brothers is better than Mario," I'd consider it. I'm not saying we do that here. I'm not saying it.
Let's not.
Let's not. But if somebody like sat down and like tied me to a chair, like I would be like, all right, I can see it.
It's rough.
I can see it. Smash Brothers is just that damn good. Anyways, all right. Next up, Star Fox. This is a tough one for me. I'm gonna be in shambles here. The highest of highs for Star Fox for me, and again, it's just me, S tier. But the lows of Star Fox, my God, the lows hurt so bad. I would say A. I would put this above Metroid. But like, I love Star Fox. Like, Star Fox is so good when it's good.
You're gonna hate me for this.
I probably will.
You had me play Star Fox. I played it from beginning to end with you.
Wait, which one?
64.
Oh yeah.
I played it with
Yeah.
you. Yeah. I actually.
One of my favorite games of all time. Before you continue.
Yeah. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. Playing it, but there was a lot of things that while I was playing it, one of my thoughts was like, as a kid, I can see how it being your favorite game of all time.
Man, I love
As
it.
an adult, for that to still be one of your favorite games, I guess maybe nostalgia has something to do with it. But the whole time I was thinking like, this is one of his favorite games. Like, I understand the other games.
It's the best like shooter arcade type shooter.
And I also told you I absolutely hate real shooters. I played a few real shooters. I just don't like it. This is probably my favorite real shooter. I'll give it that.
I'll take that.
I'd put it at the top of B, above Bayonetta, but I would not.
Bayonetta is bottom of A right now, isn't it?
No, Bayonetta is in the top of B.
Oh, we moved it? I thought we didn't move
Yeah,
it.
because of the 6-game rule.
Yeah, but I thought, okay, whatever. So Bayonetta's top of B.
I put Star Fox above Bayonetta,
No.
but that's as far as I can go.
Producer Jeff, what do you
have any connection to Star
So
Fox?
I'm kind of right there with you. Like, I actually feel like Star Fox should be next to Donkey Kong, wherever that may be.
Oh.
But to your point, Rome, the first one was amazing, and there's been like one or two amazing ones, but the ones that are bad are so bad.
All right, we could do.
You want to put it in A, and both of us want to put it in B. So I think top of B is fair.
Yeah, top of B above Bayonetta.
Can we do it behind Animal Crossing?
I mean, technically, it is behind Animal Crossing.
Son of a.
I get it's one of those things where as a kid, if I had played Star Fox, I'd be right there with you. Playing it as an adult, it was like I don't get it.
Just remind me that Star Fox Zero exists, please. Just
and then there's Star Fox Zero.
Yeah, all right, fine. B tier is fine. Hey, you know why they called it Star Fox Zero? Because it's 0 out of fucking 10. Terrible game. All right, yeah.
I know that was hard.
Here comes another one I've never heard of. I'll just get that out of the way.
What? Oh, Legends of Starfy? Yeah, bottom of D. I've heard of it. I know of it. I think it's only in Japan, but bottom of D.
That one I've heard of. Golden.
It's an assist trophy in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
You know the assist trophy where it's like a star that's like jumping around?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's whatever. Anyways. Ed says Star Fox on Super Nintendo did a story when most games weren't, unless they were JRPGs. Exactly, Ed, man. Star Fox 64. I like Star Fox Assault a lot. Those games are fucking bangers. Okay, Taz can get mad at me if he wants. I'm gonna say it.
Hold on. Now that I'm looking at this real quick, how could Star Fox be behind a Pikmin? I'm sorry. Like,
so you're saying Star Fox should be ahead of Pikmin?
I do.
Yes.
I feel like they should switch places.
That I disagree with.
All right, I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do. Star Fox will compromise because right now Jeff and I say ahead of Pikmin. You're saying it's not. You're saying top of B. Compromise right behind Pikmin.
We should play some Star Fox Zero gameplay.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'm back.
I can't. Pikmin 1, 2, and 3. Pikmin 3 alone. Come on, man. Better than one single Star Fox game. I can't.
Star Fox 64 is one of the best games
Pikmin
ever made.
No, so
Pikmin doesn't disappoint. It puts out a game, it hits. It puts out
it's
a game.
okay. Star Fox is behind Pikmin. Don't worry, it's behind it. So Animal
Behind
Crossing
Pikmin,
is
that's what
now.
we're saying. It's behind Pikmin. All right, cool. Glad we could fucking get Star Fox into the A tier. Thank you.
Animal Crossing.
Anyways,
I just
let's
love that
move on.
Fox, man.
It's so good. The music. Ugh. All right, next up, WarioWare. Devroro, where do you want to put WarioWare?
So this is why I didn't fight so hard for Rhythm Heaven, because everything that Rhythm Heaven does, WarioWare does is bigger and better almost everywhere. I'd put WarioWare below Animal Crossing, above Luigi's Mansion.
What about so WarioWare ahead of Bayonetta or behind Bayonetta?
I'd personally put it above Bayonetta, because WarioWare does play much like a Mario Party. It's a very party game. You get in, you play some games. It's fun for me.
So for me, WarioWare, I think that WarioWare.
At the very least, I'd go between Luigi's Mansion and Kirby. Very least.
I would put WarioWare behind. I mean, do you want me to have pettiness or not pettiness?
Just like, how do you feel about the game?
I would have WarioWare towards the bottom of B. I think that they're fun. They don't really do enough to drag me in. Like they're very minimal. It's very like it's too quick. Like we talk about Mario Kart being great because it's just like, oh, you can get in, get out. I think WarioWare is too extreme in that direction.
No, so that's
fun. Like they're fun.
I'm saying that's the fun part about it. You do so like my two favorite WarioWares are the GameCube one and the Wii one. And the Wii one was really fun because it was the GameCube one, but you did everything with motion controls, and then you just when your turn is done, you pass the controller, and now the next person has to do that test.
So maybe
pass the controller. So it's a very fun, quick party game.
So to be fair, I will say this caveat: I've never played WarioWare with someone else. I've only played it by myself. I've only played.
I get
it. Yeah, I've only played it by myself.
Yeah.
My experience, for me, playing WarioWare is like, how long can you play with a Bop It?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but like in a video game.
Yeah.
So that's why my reasoning is I would put it.
It's like you
low
said,
B,
it's like
maybe even high.
It makes the game worse, but those are great games. We have those in S tier.
You can play those games by yourself, though, I think, and they hold up just fine. WarioWare does not.
All right, so I have no experience with this game at all, so that's between you two.
That's fine.
It's in B somewhere.
I'd put it very bottom of B.
I'd put it in the center of B.
Okay. Let's compromise behind Kid Icarus.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
Behind, I'd say in front of Kid Icarus is more compromise.
I think Kid Icarus Uprising is too good to approve that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I guess Donkey Kong is
back to C. Womp, womp, womp.
Oh, I saw Donkey Kong C. I'm so confused that you guys kept moving them up and down. Yeah, Ed said I'd never buy it for a console other than maybe the DS. WarioWare would be a perfect mobile game. I agree with that. All right.
It's a horrible mobile game though. That's the thing though. It fits better on GameCube and Wii than it did
with controllers.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Xenoblade Chronicles. So I'm not super far into this franchise, but I mean, from what I played the first one, I have enjoyed it. Very good RPG.
This is blasphemy. Donkey Kong got moved down.
I'm sorry, Ed.
Sorry.
Again, C is still really good.
Yeah, these are all good games.
These are all great franchises, except for Mario and Luigi.
This might be another one that we've never. Jeff, have you ever played Xenoblade Chronicles?
No, I have not.
So these are really highly acclaimed. Like Nintendo and Monolith Soft are at the point where they're just cranking these out.
It's a Rome game. It's a Rome game, I think.
It's not as much of a Rome game as say like a Fire Emblem or Paper Mario. But I have a lot of respect for the franchise. A couple hours into the first game, and then something happened where I just didn't get to go back to it. I literally have the 3 games though. And I want to go back and play them. Mm-hmm. They're just such massive JRPGs. Yeah. And the gameplay isn't exactly my wheelhouse. Whereas like I love turn-based RPGs. This is more. It's more of there is kind of a turn-based like sense to it, but it's also like real-time kind of type deal. It's hard to explain. Kid Icarus over DK GTA. And it's because of the 3DS. The 3DS Ed. So I mean, for me, Xenoblade, just because I haven't played it much, and just to spite Ed, I'm gonna put it ahead of Donkey Kong.
Where do you want to put this?
No, I would put it at the top of C.
Okay.
No, Donkey Kong
It's a
Country
thing, though.
is really good, but Xenoblade is really good as well. It's a really beautifully made game. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in C because it's very similar to Golden Sun, but I've played more of it. It's like it's just like Golden Sun in the sense that like looks really good. I gotta go back and play it. But
I think because this is personal for us, top of C is fine.
no, but then I think
The
about
thing is,
Donkey
though,
Kong Country, and it's like
one of the things that you said about Donkey Kong is they haven't put out anything recently.
I just said Kid Icarus over Xenoblade. Get the fuck out of here.
Listen, like you said before, you said this earlier. Xenoblade Chronicle, Donkey Kong hasn't put out anything recently that's at that top. Like Tropical Freeze
Yeah.
came out a while ago, and it's a great game. I think, like I told you, I think Tropical Freeze is probably their best Donkey Kong game. I just don't. There's nothing else.
So the thing is, Xenoblade's become a modern Nintendo staple.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They keep cranking these things out.
That's what I mean.
But the problem is, we're also talking about personal experience. So,
Yeah.
like, so I don't know exactly where to put it. I mean, like, I guess the fair thing to do would be to say put it with Golden Sun, but like that's just strictly out of the fact that I need to play more of it.
Okay.
But I want to play more of it. See, that's why I would put Golden Sun and Xenoblade at like the top of D or bottom of C, just because I enjoyed the gameplay a lot. I just have to go back and play these games.
Okay,
But-
so I guess Xenoblade Chronicles should be the top of D. That should be the first game in D.
Okay. All right, next up is Yoshi. I'd put it under Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind
Do you have anything with Yoshi?
Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, I would consider that as well, and that's a fantastic, excellent game. But like the rest of the Yoshi franchise, it's kind of like dollar store Kirby, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely in the same vein as Kirby.
But nowhere near as
where
good.
it's at today, it's in the same vein as Kirby.
But nowhere near as good. Kirby does everything.
I could not in good conscience put this anywhere above Donkey Kong.
Okay, so I'm right below Donkey.
So Xenoblade Chronicles will go at the top of D, and I guess Yoshi will also go.
The problem is, the more I sit on it, the more I want to put Yoshi in D.
Wait, where are we putting Xenoblade?
The top of D, the very top.
Um,
And then I guess Yoshi.
Put Yoshi at the bottom of C.
I agree with that. The bottom of C.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, let's put The Legend of Zelda at the top of S.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Let's just throw ARMS on there. Look, I didn't like ARMS.
Never heard of it.
I liked ARMS. I think it should go at the very bottom of D. Maybe between.
I couldn't get the gameplay to work.
You couldn't get it to work?
Like not that the Joy-Cons didn't work, but like I just
The twisting and all
it
that.
just wasn't. I just wasn't very like it. Just
Me and
wasn't
Forrest played. Me and Forrest played it. We got the controls down. We just played it for hours because it is a fun game. If you don't get the controls, I get why. It could be annoying.
I couldn't click with it.
I don't.
The characters were cool, but outside of that, I was like, that's not very good.
I do think it should go in D. I don't know. I think it's.
I'd put it below Golden Sun.
I mean, it's fine where it's at because there's only one game, and as a franchise, it was fun. And I haven't played it. I like where everything is at now. I think is okay.
Okay.
But I guess we got to pick a goat.
It's The Legend of Zelda. Look, my friends, The Legend of Zelda is just, quite frankly, the greatest video game franchise of all time. Not just in the Nintendo scope, but period. This is a game franchise that has taken innovation, music, storytelling, even though it's kind of basic in some. The best Zelda storytelling games are excellent and phenomenal. Gameplay, you name it. This has always been Nintendo's, like, Mario usually starts a generation, and Zelda finishes that generation, and I think that means something. No, obviously the last two generations they also just ended up porting it.
Yeah.
But the idea was that Breath of the Wild was meant to capitalize and like, hey, this is like the pinnacle of that console generation.
When I think of Breath of the Wild, I think of the Switch. Like I don't even think of
Yeah.
And another thing I will say about Zelda-like games, they're just the whole reason I liked Darksider, the whole reason I got into Darksider is because Darksider 1 felt like a Zelda game. I don't know if you ever played Darksiders.
I played a little bit.
It's one of those games that everyone copies. Everyone copies a Zelda game after it comes out. Think of all the. We still talk about Breath of the Wild like games. We just had a Sonic come out, Sonic Frontiers, and the first thing you say when you see it is, "Oh, that's Zelda." It looks like Breath of the Wild. It's the
Zelda.
Everyone copies.
Zelda is the industry leader.
And I get Mario is still the king up there. No one copies Mario really. Maybe it's because they can't. Maybe it's because Mario already did it, and it's you need an iconic character to do what Mario does. Whereas Zelda, you just need the gameplay, and that's what they're copying.
Well, I think that Mario. The thing about Mario is that it's in a position of not playing it safe necessarily, but it's in a position of, hey, this is what Mario does. This is a Mario game, and we're gonna do that. We argue all the time about Zelda and just how like different these games can be, and yet they're all still excellent games.
Yeah.
The worst Zelda game is still a really good video game. And I just think that The Legend of Zelda, again, like you said, it is the industry leader. When a Zelda game comes out, look back at the 5 years that follow that game or the 10 years that follow that game, and you see a wave of impersonators, a wave of trying to do what that game did.
And I don't say it doesn't innovate, because it absolutely does innovate. I think Odyssey, it innovated a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, we are Zelda, Pokemon, Mario are like the zenith, the pinnacle of video games. Period. They are the Triforce of video games. And I don't know, man. I just think Zelda, Pokemon has made me emotional in the past too. Like where Pokemon's made me feel things, and it's more of a connection with the Pokemon themselves throughout the years. But like The Legend of Zelda makes me feel things, and like we argue about it all the time, like how I feel about Breath of the Wild. And while I acknowledge it as an excellent video game, I don't think it does the best job at encompassing what makes a Zelda game a Zelda game. And we disagree on that, and we're gonna talk about that someday.
I got a question for both of you real quick.
Sure.
How many Legend of Zelda movies have they made?
None.
Well, luckily none, but that's because Nintendo saw the Mario Brothers movie in '93 and they were like, "Oh no, no more of that."
I don't know. You know, this.
Anyone can pick up a Mario game and just go and just start. Zelda is definitely, it's not a masses game. It is a very. I think I agree with that. Like,
well, so here's my other point, and I'm just gonna say it. This tier list is, I mean, while I would still put Zelda in terms of all of it, pure like if we were doing it overall, like based off perception and stuff, I would still argue for Zelda at the top. But we're talking about personal experience.
That is true.
So for me, like that's just where it's at. Like Zelda's going to top anything.
Jeff, I think it'd be fair if you move Zelda up, but everyone that's in the top of their tier should also go up to the bottom of the tier above them. And I think that's how we should end it.
Wait, so what are you arguing?
So Zelda go up to GOAT.
Okay.
And then Fire Emblem go up to the bottom of S.
I already have it at the bottom of S. What happened?
It's at the top of A. It got moved down because we're doing 6 games. So it should go to the bottom of S. Animal Crossing the bottom of A. Donkey Kong the bottom of B. And Xenoblade the bottom of C. Everyone goes up 1.
Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, The Legend of Zelda is just, it's magical, and I will continue to fight for it. I mean, I don't have to fight for it. When you look up best video game of all time, like, how many times do you go in like a top 10 games of all time and it's a Zelda game?
While I agree with you that Mario is definitely the easier game to just to pick up and play, when you sit down and play a Zelda game from start to finish, it's its own experience.
Yeah, can't be replicated.
Yeah, and I think for me,
the Zelda game comes out and the media is like, well, that's game of the year. And it's a lock. It's almost always a lock.
So here's why I agree with it being our GOAT, because we're doing personal preference. And all of us have, like, you know, pretty good memories of some Zelda game, you know, whichever one it may be. You know, I stood for hours at a Target playing Ocarina of Time day after day after day. You know what I mean? Like, they let me have my own save file and everything. It was crazy. So for us, it is Zelda. But if we were going to, like, step away from this as, like, non-personal, I 100% think Mario wins it on that one. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for like Ed just said, for face of the franchise, you don't have a better mascot than Mario. I mean, look at Rome's hat right now. Like, you don't have
like 20 Zelda hats. You want me to go get the Zelda hat?
The one you're wearing now, I'm just saying, like, you don't have a better face for Nintendo than Mario. I think I agree with that. In terms of mascot in general, I think Mario and Mickey Mouse are the 2 biggest mascots. I would
Pikachu.
Oh, Pikachu too, yeah.
So here's the thing: we talk about overall impact. Like I would also say, this is a.
And two of those.
There we go, Pokemon. I would go Pokemon.
for biggest and for face of Nintendo.
And maybe it's my age, but here's the thing: like you guys gotta understand, like when you talk about like face of video games, face of Nintendo, I like, and maybe it's just because of the era I grew up in, but like there was a time where like Pokemon was like Mario has always been huge, gigantic, colossal, but like there was a time where like myself and every other person my age I knew, we were all playing Pokemon, going home and watching the show, went to see the movie, collecting the cards, wearing Pokemon merchandise, going to Burger King to get the Pokemon Happy Meal toys or whatever, the kids' meal toys. Like, Pokemon ruled a generation. And I can't say that about Mario.
Honestly,
Mario is a colossal megalith that has gone the entire span of its history since 1986. I completely understand how you say that, but at no point have I ever felt like Mario by itself completely captured a generation like Pokemon did. It just didn't. But we're not talking about overall. We're talking about personal.
Yeah.
Maybe we were too old for that. Maybe Mario did and we just didn't experience it. But I agree how.
Yeah, exactly. I can always speak to my own experience, but I can tell you from a fact that if you were my age in the 90s,
it was Pokemon.
It was Pokemon.
Yeah, I agree.
It was 24/7
Pokemon above Zelda and above Mario.
At that time, yeah. At that time, Pokemon was my favorite game.
Yeah.
Obviously, but Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 were what got me there. Now, obviously, years have gone on. I mean, Zelda is absolutely. But yeah.
Yeah, I think where the tier list is at, I like it.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I think everything's really good except for like one or two little things. But I mean, Mario and Luigi should be F tier. It robbed me of Paper Mario, and I will never forgive it for that.
Sorry.
Ed says Mario 2 is greater than Zelda 2. Remember, Mario 2 is my favorite Mario, so I agree with that one.
Yeah, we were just talking about this earlier.
Both Mario 2 and Zelda 2 are literally the worst games of their franchises. Mario 2 is the worst Mario game, and Zelda 2 is the worst Zelda game. So it's like, I mean, I guess you could say Mario 2 is better than Zelda 2. I don't agree with that personally, but I mean, I think they're both not very. I mean, they're good, but they're not anything special. That's just my opinion, though. Yeah, it says, all my friends' little brothers are Pokemon crazy, so there's an argument there too. Exactly, like that's just what it is, man. But all right, I thought this was great, gentlemen. I'm very happy with this tier list. I love these tier lists. They're so much fun to do. This is a really good one. Glad we did it.
A new AEW roster is our next one for sure. It's gonna be sweet.
I know we gotta get one going on that. But all right, folks, that is just about it for us here. Definitely had a fun time. Make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button as well. This has been episode 20 of the Game Room Podcast. If you like video games, keep coming back here Monday nights at usually 8 p.m. Eastern. If you like pro wrestling, check us out with our Broken Tables podcast. We talk about AEW on Wednesdays and Friday nights. I can't wait to talk about something that happened over the weekend in the world of sports entertainment. So stay tuned for that. Do you guys have anything else you want to add? Follow us on our social medias down below, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace.
See ya.